once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back to a New Year's Day edition of Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am so excited to get started again today. Hey, in the back, it may be a little bit so beautiful. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you. I'm starting just a little bit earlier than scheduled, and this time with a purpose. I actually meant to get started earlier today because I've got a hard time that I want to finish up, right? But things are all coming together. And brothers and sisters, it is a new year. It is a new day with Jack, and I'm glad that you are here, all of you. Today, in the background, oh yeah, I forgot to show the background, right? Because in the background, 2026 is here, baby. There's my goal. I mean, I never thought I'd want that, but well, here I am. Here I am, just being me. But in the background, it's some fun. A New Year's Talcott. I actually shared this in I shared this in a YouTube comment. And I thought, you know what? It sounds right. So the New Year's Day Talcott that I found is praise God and live without fear. May our world celebrate our unity together this year. It's got a little bit of rhyme. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's bring it up, man. Because the reality is, when we work together, we can find balance. And when we find balance, we can work together with ease. And working together is kind of what I'm going to get into today. So my suggestion, invitation for you and me and all who might tune in, whether it's here in the now or later, let's work together to create many reasons for us to celebrate together in 2026. Let that be a goal in the back of our mind, finding and creating more reasons to celebrate together. Victories don't have to be achieved only in the face of an enemy. Victories can be achieved with cooperation and community, right? Solving problems, making growth, treading new grounds, man. That's what life is about. We're actually made to work together. That's the reality of this universe. Everything is made to work together, but nothing can be everything. Where was it? No one can make you do anything, right? No one can make you do anything, but you were made to work together. And we do. We work together internally until we don't. We work together externally until we don't. And then things change, and then sometimes they do work and sometimes they don't work. But the goal is we're all a part of something, and it's greater than us all. I mean, this idea of working together, if you think about the many parts involved, when you just drive your darn car down the road, how many things are involved in firing the pistons, the timing, the belts, the gears, the differentials? And I'm not a mechanic, man. I don't know mechanic stuff at all. I just know it takes a lot of things for my car to get me down the road safely, right? Everything's got to work perfectly. And it does until it doesn't. And when things work together like they're intended to work together, is that not perfect? Right? That's the greater story we're a part of. Everything can be difficult until it's easy. Realize that. That's part of life. That's something I realized a long time ago. Everything in life can be difficult until it's not. right? When it's no longer difficult, it becomes pretty easy. It's like second nature. I mean, because every one of us, you, any one of us, at one time, walking was difficult for us. You know, then we had to figure out which shoe goes on the right foot. And then we got to figure out how to tie those laces on those shoes, right? And all these different things, whether it was walking or putting the shoes together and tying them, whether whatever, driving a car, whatever it was when we first started, it really required our focus and our attention and our determination to get back up again when we fell down, right? To say, no, man, I'm mobility, man. That's what I want. And not everyone gets that privilege. Let me recognize that too. Everything can be difficult until it's easy, right? Anything at first, it requires our focus and our attention. And then once you get through the practice of focus and attention and your body, and you just start knowing what you know, then life just kind of flows. And that's actually what we're supposed to be doing here. We're here to flow in this reality. So, hey, I've got someone in the back that I did extend an invitation to. And if you're there, I'll bring you up. when you return, or I see you back, I'll bring you up. Because there you are. Perfect. Happy New Year to Landry.
How's it going, man? I'm everyone's favorite. Everyone loves me. You're gonna get a lot, more viewers. Actually, I bring a lot of people here. I didn't get last place in the contest at NBC. That was actually just all a dream because it's the new year, new me, new you. So how's it going, man? What's going on?
Dude, I am feeling blessed. I really am.
I
I
like to be
don't
like.
know. What's that?
I said I like to be like water. See that meme?
Yes. Water is magical. There's a magical quality to water. So, yes, be like water. Be fluid, absorbent, powerful, right? Unstoppable. Be
So how do
like
you be
water.
fluid and powerful?
That's the trick. That's the tricky part, right? That narrow path to find the balance in that. That's exactly the tough part.
It's crazy because I've been saying this to Jaron a lot lately because he's like, "Hey, do this, do that," and I'm like, "No worries," because he's not like, "Do it right now." He's like, "Is it okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I can do whatever. I can roll with whatever works for you." But then I also feel like that's the same reason why I feel powerless sometimes, because I'm like, "Okay,
Mm,
sure," not with him, but with others in life.
I got you. The fix to that, well, I don't want to make assumptions, but what it could be, if my own thoughts is that maybe sometimes we wait to be told what to do, but because we're not sure on the direction. But if we've got a direction, and if you're doing your own thing, um, well, then it becomes easier to choose. I mean, choose what you flow with. I lost track of where I was going
It's
with
all
that.
good, man. I was talking to Ike, and he was saying that some people are externally driven, while some are internally driven, which I thought that was
Yeah.
interesting because I definitely would be externally, which sucks. I don't even know how to really imagine being so internally driven that I can do whatever I want, and just roll with it.
Hmm.
No notification tracks. Do what?
I have whoever runs this place. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to speak to the people who allegedly run this place. America and the world. They're crazy, man. They're crazy.
I thought
They
the
got all
board of
the people.
directors ran it.
There may be some hidden. I've heard like the rumors of like 13 families or some crap like that. And there may be some dark, hidden board of directors to the world.
Maybe closer than you may think.
Well, this is what I realized. If you take this concept I was talking about, this idea that maybe we are made to work. We're made to work together, but we don't have to. But it really is in our best interest if we learn how to work together.
I think you're right. So how do we learn how to work with somebody in all caps screaming, "Drop the link"?
Oh,
That's my question of the day.
that is a question. That's a challenge. Should we try?
Of course.
I love it.
I read in this. I don't usually look at horoscopes as much as I like astrology, but like the planet arrangement today was like you should be arguing. So I'm like, okay, I'll be at least open to conflict. So I say bring it on.
I love it. Hey, before we do, because it does look like Tommy's jonesing for his Jack fix for today. He's an addict.
I know he is.
He's addicted to Jack.
Could be worse.
Love it.
I know you do. I realized that about you like recently. I was like, oh, that's what it is. It doesn't matter if it's good attention or bad. It's just either one will do.
No, I really do prefer the good attention. That is what I seek, but I'll take what life gives me, man. That's part of the flow thing, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, before I do drop the link, I'm wondering if you want to give a little bit of
yes,
introduction to this for us, please.
Okay, so this is a concept where there's a lot of people, we in the Panelverse, we go from place to place saying, so I guess it's a cross between debating, where it's not really a debate, it's more so people will come up and they have to convince us of whatever they think, because we are the glorified fence sitters. And I think as sort of a dynamic duo where there's a lot of things that I disagree with him about, and I don't think it's going to be an echo chamber, right? So kind of a place to disagree, but it is open panel style, and it's him entering the Panelverse, essentially. We're trying to get OTW to show up, but we don't think he's going to back it up.
Oh, wow. Here, the reason I bring this up as well, not only to work together and kind of cross promote, but I've got a set to forward over to that. Okay.
Yes.
So that starts about an hour and a half from now. And that's why I wanted to start a little early so we could forward over to that and give some support.
Yeah. It's been pretty wild hearing him say names like Snafu, because he's been studying. He's been doing some research. He's been watching. He's been lurking. And I heard him say something about Snafu, then I heard him do an impression of OTW saying, "I'm built for this." And I was like, this is good. This is good.
Dude, this is going to be great. I actually think this is going to be great because I've been wanting to talk to Jaron sometime anyway. I'm actually just kind of amazed by his story.
I know, dude. He should be in the history books.
He will be.
Instead, he's just like
some way
canceled by the public masses here on the YouTube. Not canceled, but shunned. But I want to, like, there's a lot of people where I've been trying to get them to explain to me what they believe, and you, I guess, as the man, I want to do this. You don't really take any strong. I think you've kind of been like, oh, I don't know if it's flat or if it's this, or I don't know. I think that you are aware of the corruption and the conspiracies that exist, but you don't take hard like, oh, I'm going to sinkholes. Sinkholes are the problem that we have in society. Like I've seen some people, and I'm like, what is a sinkhole? I mean, they tell me, but they're saying there's way more, and there's no real structure, or not structure, substance to their statements.
I know. We live in a world of insanity. People get consumed and caught up by ideas, then they lose sight of the bigger picture. So they found something out. Okay.
But so what? It gives them a special pedestal. They're like, I know. Yeah. Hold on. I went ahead my awakening back in 2015.
Dude, I'm sure I've come across sounding like that.
I'm sure you have too. I mean, I think I probably did. For me, I wasn't even. There was a time I didn't feel like I had an awakening, but more like a holy shit, like a fear for my life moment where I was like, they're doing what? I didn't feel awake. I felt horrified. Not your candy ass, dude. That's you beat his regular ass.
What? But how is this supposed to convince me to hurry up or to get me to bring him on? What?
I don't know, but I want to say shout out to Peace Dynamo because I got a little comment saying thank you for the community service you did for fixing his audio. I don't know if that means it translated over to his other streams he goes to, but I'm like, you guys don't remember gaslighting me? Say no, the audio's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Every one of y'all, and I'm like crazy. Then all of a sudden I fixed it. So that's all I got.
I know, dude. These people are wild. Here, I am going to. Anything else you want to bring up about the later show?
No, man, it's
Did I
good. You
miss
know,
anything?
I like this better though because it's like once a week, so it makes it like a special event. What day is today?
Thursday.
So I guess it's the Thursday thing.
That's what it. Yeah, that's what it said in the description. Each
All right.
Thursday at 3:00 Pacific, 6:00 Eastern time.
Yes, sir.
So here, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link, and we'll open this up, and we'll see where this goes. But let's not have the repeat of the foolishness. And
Hold on, we should have where we get to choose the Tommy character we get. I vote NPR.
NPR Tommy.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be very fitting for the day. Here we go. Wow, that was fast.
Which Tommy do we get? Welcome, my friend. Hello, Tommy.
Are you sure it's him?
Yeah, you guys are a couple of faggot niggers. It's me. And you're right. You're right. The faggot on the left is right. Jack did gaslight me about a thing that he's known how to fix for months because he did fix it before when I didn't think about it. So, Landry, do you think he's a faggot liar or a faggot retard?
I think he's
Don't talk about your brother that way. Now, whenever I y'all daddy up, and Landry, rather than people going to watch your stupid version of a high council where I'll probably wreck anyone I go on there about, and I will say nigger on your channel, because you're not respectable. You're right sometimes, but the way you treat me like a brother of Talcott after telling me I'm right, you're a faggot. Now, to show you guys how easy and light work your daddy is when he doesn't have somebody like either of you.
It's getting boring, Tommy. Can you spice it up a little bit? This is
Right.
old. I've been here before. It's like this is like
We've heard this,
is this a
dude.
rerun?
Right.
What did you hear?
The same old insult and complaint.
What you're gonna say, Jack, is to show you how light work your fat ass daddy is. He's gonna beat his own ass for us right here. Play the link in the back.
Oh, is this the one you've been insisting for? You've been creating for us?
This is something I literally in seconds. That's a section of future shit because my New Year's resolution is to not let up of any of you.
What a way to start the new year, dude. Exactly the same.
Shut your fucking mouth.
I can't even tell anymore if it's a character.
What I want to do is just take a pause, Tom, okay? Because we do have a bad practice here of you coming in and demanding things. And I've been gracious and I've been enabling you for a long time, dude.
You've been making some moves though recently, man, where I'm like, how long is it going to be until, you know, because I don't know. So imagine I was one of, because I see these panels of like epic proportion. And then, I couldn't even get in yesterday. There's like too many people in the studio. So I was like, wow, I'm moving up in the world. And then now it's just whenever there's not that, we got to revert back to this. FN enter, blah, da, 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 da. Just, okay, hold on. Make up a new cuss word or at least give us the C word or something different.
He can calm back down. And when he's calm, Tommy, I'm happy to play what you just brought. It's titled Paul Rex Paul from Panel Waste.
Fuck up, you fucking nigga.
What?
Spick, all different kinds of chinks. Cracker ass, godless, hellbound faggots. Yeah, let's watch that. And remember, you support this guy. He's your daddy.
Oh, he's mine. Is he yours?
Might
Fuck
be
no.
mine. I think he's mine. My
Look
daddy.
at that. Now watch Jack agree with all his bullshit he's about to debunk.
Actually, I'm voting for uncles now because I'm gonna have Uncle Thorpe, and you guys can get out of the daddy stage.
There we
The uncle
go.
thing is more gay and violating. Can you shut up while my AI slot plays?
Was this
Yeah.
AI? This looks like real life.
No, I don't need AI, faggot.
If you ain't shit and you go to a room full of successful people, you ain't gonna be tolerated there. Not
I've been
only you
there.
ain't gonna
I've
be
seen that.
celebrated, you ain't gonna be tolerated. They ain't gonna have you there
Mhm.
unless you're ready to learn.
Oh, he's gonna learn.
Well,
I have to go to work right now. I'm about to go earn a wage. So I have a few questions because I did some research.
Did you say something?
I said he's a slave.
I wanna-
Jack. You see that little nod? You get. He's a slave.
Yeah.
Know a little bit more about bonded verified claims. Like if someone were to have a claim against me, does it have to be backed up with currency? And how do you determine how much currency is required to compensate someone in case you are wrongly filing a claim against them?
Say that again, sir.
So like if you want to take someone to court and sue them, you have to have a verified bonded claim against them saying that they've done you wrong, right? Now,
No,
from
you
what I
have to
understand-
be honorable. You have to be honorable. You have to say, what's the fucking loss and harm? What's the cost? Where's the bill?
Mm-hmm.
If I caused you loss and harm, you're gonna say I hurt your feelings? Great, show that. Because I'm gonna laugh at
I think
you.
they
and so is
swapped
the
him
court.
out. They swapped Paul out.
so if-
What's that?
I think they swapped Paul out because
You
it's
showed
just like it's a different guy.
Daddy's
That voice
ass.
is so different.
Or making your daddy whoop your daddy's ass.
Stop living in the past, Tommy. This is a new year.
You nigger.
Tom.
New year.
Show me some kind of irreparable harm or damage, and so is the court.
so
You better
if-
show me some kind of irreparable harm or damage that has compensation in it in order for you to fix it. What did I break? What did I destroy? Your mailbox or your arm? How much is it going to cost to fix it? If you can't show that bill, right? If you can't show that itemized bill, I don't want to know you. I'm gonna get 100,000 at least, 1 million from every one of these people. I got a half a dozen cases on record with no statute limitation. I'm just waiting to sue these motherfuckers. So, listen, it's numbers. If I sue 10 people who've done me wrong, right, and show a pattern of behavior, it's only going to take me to hit one to come up. So I'll sue 10 of them that have already damaged my body, ripped my lungs through my hernia, whatever they call it, the lungs through my rib cage, constantly hurting me, right? They fucking did that, pulling my arms up behind my back. So they ripped my organs through my rib cage, and I don't want to go to the hospital because I don't trust them. So I've been living with it for over 10 years. I've had a hard life, okay? I had to focus on so many other things. I couldn't afford to go anywhere or do anything. I didn't know how. You have to be honorable. You have to say, what's the fucking loss and harm? What's the cost? Where's the bill? If I caused you loss and harm, you're going to say I hurt your feelings? Great, show that. Because I'm going to laugh at you, and so is the court. And I don't want to go to the hospital because I don't trust them. So I've been living with it for over 10 years.
so if-
Show me some kind of irreparable harm or damage that has compensation in it in order for you to fix it. What did I break? What did I destroy? Your mailbox or your arm? How much is it going to cost to fix it? If you can't show that bill, right? If you can't show that itemized bill, I don't want to know you. Wouldn't surprise me.
when you say
Scum.
when you say kangaroo court, are you talking about a court under military jurisdiction?
I'm talking about any group of people who act like they know something, but then just cast labels and judgments and make people pay. They do more loss, injury, and harm without any justification.
Your fucking
Without
dad
any-
that you have forsaken all of us over. You're a fucking moron. This is an example of what's coming for you. Now, your fat girlfriend, Trexty, she doesn't have to watch last night's stream, just the part you showed up. Fuck you. It's 2026. There was 589 bulbs in that thing and the New Year's drop, and we are just getting
started. That's right, Tommy.
Understanding of the precepts of godly law, common law. What's fucking common sense?
All right.
Listen, I appreciate Tom's fucking vitriol for the bullshit of the past. Somewhat. Somewhat.
His
Especially on this
anger.
Sunday.
his anger is misplaced, and it's unfortunate because he doesn't need to be as angry as he is. But what he does is he spends all of his time thinking about Paul and Jack. Not all of his time. He's also finding other adventures. The dude's a character, man, but
Now, Jack, you want to talk to Trump, right? And he wants to reinstate these mental institutions and insane asylums, right? I think that Paul, Jack, and Illumitami should be the only 3 options in those mental asylums for people to listen to on YouTube. I think that's your proposal.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
No.
Oh yeah, sorry, Truthy Crab. Hey, Truthy Crab, why do you look so much like what's that other guy? Bin Yamin, the guy who Hank hangs out with.
Why do I look like him? I don't know what that means.
You guys look the same.
My icon?
No, you guys
Benjamin?
look similar. You know him?
The one that Hank
wear a
always
do-rag.
with?
What that thing's called?
Yeah.
A do-rag. That's what it is then. What if you wear a don't rag?
How do you know what I wear? What I call it?
See the picture right there. Oh, wait, no, it's not in the picture. I just made that up. I've seen a couple of your videos. But how are you doing, Truthy Crab? How are you feeling?
I'm doing all right, Landry. Thanks for asking. I can tell that you're very sincere in the way that you asked.
I am sincere, dude. I mean, obviously I'm asking because I don't really know what else to say, but that's what people do every day.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh, how are you, person at the store? I'm good. How are you?" It's it's just human nature.
That is what Landry does do that. I mean, he actually tries to connect to people, and people I've seen him get misunderstood often on these panels.
I expect most people to think I'm absolutely up to no good.
For one, he's hunching over just to be in his camera angle there. I don't know why he doesn't tilt the camera up a little bit so he doesn't have to hunch like a fucking...
Until you are on camera, TC, I'm not going to listen to your advice. I'm going to put more cords in my face. Thank you. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's wearing a little beanie. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I'll listen to you now. Thank you. I kind of like having my hairline out of the frame though, because it's it's not. I don't have my hat.
You look good. You look just fine.
So I wanted to get this thought right because AI is bad and all that, and also I think that you're not a provocateur, right? But we should get you in a shot with like some beautiful nature, kind of like you did for the contest with OTW, except where it's really far away. We can still hear you, so it looks like you're really important. You know what I mean? Because it's so grand.
Yeah.
I've been playing around with a lot of these camera angles. I know you told me that, TC, but now it's my time, and I move slow.
You need a lot of help with your camera angles, man. It's crazy.
I mean, you're right.
It's like one of the first things. I don't know. I've tried. I actually I went on your stream the other day and tried to tell you about my history.
I know, because let me ask you this, Jack. If I just sort of we're trying to mend sort of whatever weird misunderstandings there were, and then I came to your stream and I was just like, all right, Jack, listen. You don't understand, Jack. Like 2 years ago, I did something really similar to what you're doing, and it's like I have to tell you about it for 16 minutes, and that's all I'm gonna say. Would you be a little annoyed?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, well, but Jack, you just like you just said, can you help me out with those angles and this and that? And I was walking him through, he's trying to make money out in the streets, filming live streams in the streets. I was trying to walk him through my background quite quickly, and I've never really shared that information.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't.
Special. I don't what?
The thought that came to mind is we have different ways of communicating, right? Some people explain things one way, other people are looking for the answers a different way, right? And I think that's why God created so many of us, because we're supposed to help work together to bring peace to the world.
Fuck yeah. I think it's true though. We do. And I really realize that now because, just having a second person, man, this guy's a genius. He figured out how to sell barbecue to homeless people. I don't know how they pay for it, but they just go to his house and they buy barbecue and he just makes it on the grill. I guess that's probably not legal, but, but it's just, It's pretty cool. It sounds awesome.
What sounds cool to me, honestly, is a world without money. I mean, where prosperity is shared instead of the debts, right? America's so fucking backwards, dude. It's so backwards. And it makes sense, though, because the pyramid scheme puts the devil at the top. It's such a perfect story, man.
What do you mean at the top? Like, oh, because the number one thing is money?
Power, yeah, power, like the top of control. The devil controls from the top of the pyramid, right? Through temptation and obedience. But God serves, God uplifts. The devil thinks it's here in hell since it's been banished from heaven. It thinks this is its domain for hell. And it's not as powerful as it thinks, or it's not. I don't know the right words to say, but God's doing some amazing things, guys, and we are what's happening for the future.
She's got to trust the process, right?
You know, I tend to believe you, Jack. God is doing amazing things, and but then I see Landry on the camera. It's still too low. The lighting sucks. It's like
Dude,
the microphone
is this
like
why?
my stream, TC?
What the fuck?
Why do I have to look good? I was going to ask you about this one because obviously there's this thing in the corner, which we realized after the fact. But how do you feel about this shot, TC?
Oh, let's play.
What do I need to fix?
Is it playing?
Like
is it a video or
yeah,
a photo?
it's playing. It's playing. It's unedited. I'm just curious with the angle, the distance. I'm obviously very far.
I would have
but
come
like
downstream and gotten the water flowing downward rather than at the side. Like you could see it coming from a distance.
But
rather
how
than
would I
just
have gotten up there? Like from the road?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this isn't. I'm talking about personal camera angles mostly. Like when you're on the street and you're filming, everybody wants to do like the phone angle, right? But the traditional way of like filmography is like to do the landscape, to have your camera sideways, right, and actually get good shots. But regardless, if you're gonna have your phone in front of people's faces, like, and you were complaining about the Mexican taking shots, I'd like to see some of his footage because I bet it's better than what you were shooting recently.
Okay, I hold you to that. Let's show you. Why are you so angry, T? Is it jealousy? Like, do you get jealous because you think I'm going to take your friend away? We can all be friends.
Dude,
I'm not taking anybody away from anybody.
My anger has nothing to do with you. It has to do with all this bullshit. I get why
everybody
bullshit. No, I'm angry at the bullshit. Like all the time.
Bullshit. All right. Well, I got you. I feel you. But I'll hold you to that. Let's see what you think about this next angle. Hold on.
Let's see it. I want to see it.
All right.
I like the angle, actually.
I do too. I think it's nice.
I do too. Here,
it's okay. It's just like an industrial landscape, though. This is nice. This is already good. This is already way better. What is this?
Dude, you can't say that yet without seeing the shakiness and the fingers in the frame. Look at that dude's fingers.
Yep, that's good.
This is good. He's just talking shit then. He's just not mean what he says. Look at the wobbling.
Dude, you need a fucking tripod. That's like
the last one was on a tripod. You dumb. The last video that we just had pulled up was on a tripod, and it was the first day we ever had one. So
I'm not the one hiring a cameraman on the street. You carry a tripod around so you can get the angle you need, and you use the tripod. You be an independent man, and you do your own shit.
Any willingness here, Jack, from him to just like actually engage without any sort of disagreement? So he keeps making one up every time. Oh, get a tripod. Oh, you got a tripod? Well, you don't need somebody to have the tripod with you. You this and that. It's always something.
It is always something.
I actually got kicked out of that place. They told me I wasn't allowed to film there. But look at those, very shaky, and you won't even acknowledge that. So you're not an honest man.
It started off very good. The camera angle started off really good.
Yeah, you know why? Because I fucking stopped there and I said, "Here's where we're gonna film." He didn't say, "Let's go here, dude." Oh, on delay. I said, "No. We're gonna stand here, so that's still my fucking spot." Silly TC. Bring it on.
Have you ever sold footage to Russian propaganda artists?
Wait, hold on.
I have. So shut your fucking mouth, please.
Propaganda artist. That makes me feel very, very distrusting of you.
Well, that's why I stopped doing it. It is what it is. It's what people go out in the streets, and it's what they get paid to do. They say, go film this protest. They're overseas in a fucking office. Make America look bad. That's who gets paid.
Have you ever paid $250 worth of OTW memberships, Jack?
I'm sorry. What was that?
$250 for the ultimate. What's the tier called? You would know, TC, right? The
$100 a month. It was $99.99 a month for 3
It
months.
wasn't $250. Okay, so it's $300. All right. It's not as bad as I thought. I was told it
And
was
then I gave them
$750.
$30 for shipping and handling on the painting as well. If
It's
that's
just for
what
the
you're
painting?
doing.
No, I heard that you were actually the secret cabal because you work for the Russian media. I guess I can add to the story now that I know that part of it. What else we got here? The board of directors, right? The one
Through a
in
German
charge.
subsidiary. And by the way, you're talking to the organizing director of the panel versus Jack Talcott. So I don't know if you know where
did
you
see
are
that.
right now, Jack.
I did,
Landry.
but you guys get so caught up in the lore, you never move in the forward. You're all caught up in the inward, so you never move forward.
Many. That's true.
It's wild.
It's the stories, man. The
Don't
stories.
you know?
It's the stories. We are the stories. And we're here to create the greatest stories that we can. By the way, Landry, thanks for changing your name, but please change it back.
Oh, sorry. I try to put as many what's it called?
I know
as possible.
You tried making peace with Tommy. I saw that. Threw a peace offering for him, and he didn't
I beat him to the punch.
Yeah.
I filmed according to that, which is drug trafficking operations in real time.
Dude, she used to be your best supporter. You just miss her because you don't know what happened. You don't know what you did wrong. You told me that.
She still supports me.
Good.
Ooh.
That which is TWR 214.
I don't know.
She's a very, I would love to see her up on panel one day and have a but I don't know. Never seen her talk.
I've heard her talk, dude. She got my number like somehow early on, and like, dude, she used to call me when I was muted. I was like, thank you. And then she'd call me about some crazy stuff too. Like, so and so blocked me in the chat. All right, dude, we gotta tone it down and not reach people. I get it. You got blocked. I'm sorry. It's just OTW's house. We'll move on. All right, what do you think? We got to get some. There we go. That's nice.
Mr. Talcott, how was your day today? Like, you and Jeremy had your little field trip, I guess. I mean, basically to the museum yesterday.
That was yesterday, and then it was fun. I learned a lot. I enjoyed it. I thought our first meeting was I thought it was pretty smooth. And then who knows where the future is going to bring them. We did talk about doing more in-person stuff in DC again soon. And
are you considering Midlife Bro Logic's offer for the peace walk there with the monks?
What was his offer again?
To drive you down to where, because the monks are walking to DC.
Mm-hmm.
To drive you down at some point somewhere and get you on the street there with them.
Hey, I gotta say real quick, I gotta at least take a little time before this thing starts in an hour. So thank you for letting me show up, and thank you and TC can talk about some good stuff. Who's in the back? Oh, great. Yeah, you can do that too. Hold on. Rage quit.
Yeah. We've got Steven in the back.
Well, I asked you a question, Jack. Midlife Bro Logic made the offer about taking you down there. You're not considering that?
Oh, actually, I looked into them a little more, and I tell you what, the more I've looked into them, that peace walk, the more inspired I am. They're supposed to make it here in DC by February 16th, so they still got a ways to go. And these men are walking every day, 30 miles a day, right? For the purpose of peace, and in every community, talking with the community about peace, mindfulness. And they've got some real inspiring messages. So to answer the question, my hope is to actually find a way to speak with Donald Trump before February 16th to maybe save those men some walking, right? Because if we can get Donald Trump to do his job the way that, you know, God would want maybe for him to do the job, bringing peace to the world. And I heard rumor allegedly that Trump is claiming ending wars and stuff. He's allegedly committed to it. Well, maybe the solution is possibly with me. So if I can get a hold of Donald Trump before February 16th, we can get started on that. And I'll go meet those monks and we will celebrate together.
You go meet those monker fuckers. It's a terrible joke. I'm sorry, Jack. Didn't land.
It's all right. Hey, I want to speak to I don't even need to speak with Trump, but I think I should. And somewhere along the line, I probably will if this path works out. But really, the idea is to get before Congress, because what Donald Trump is doing, all the signs and evidence are there. We've got a problem on our hand. And so it appears Congress is kind of lacking some organization. They don't know what to do, right? They just shut down the government for a while because they couldn't figure shit out. So let's get some people of the land in front of Congress to light a fire under their ass so that we can end wars and bring peace to this world. All we got to do is find a way to work together.
Well, that's like, it always kind of goes back to this. The war within ourselves as individuals is the first war that we need to find peace with. So,
and I feel as though I have and I continue to work on that myself. Pale Horse Rider, blessings to you. The contributions are truly appreciated and helpful. Real Lolo, you're welcome to join, and I'm happy to discuss your claims that I need education, your assumptions that I'm wrong. Why do I think
she wore a dinosaur costume to a protest? What have you done?
She's actually a very lovely lady, and I encourage folks to tune in. I mean, if you want respectful conversations, and she seems very positive and encouraging. I don't know why she's got a chip on her shoulder towards me, but let me answer this question. And why do you think Congress is the way it is? It's obvious and simple, Real Lolo, because the people have allowed it to get this way, right? The government is the way that it is because it was designed to be this way. People made choices to create it into what it is today. And all I'm suggesting is, hey, if we unite together, I'm sure we can put our heads together and come up with better fucking ways, rather than everyone paying the same bill to a utility company, to a phone company, to an energy company. All these different companies are getting our same bills every single month. Why? So the shareholders can make their profits. So why is Congress the way it is? Because selfishness and greed have been rewarded in a very cruel world that profits from trauma. And see, that's why I'd love to speak with Congress to let them know that we see how broken it is. And this people in Congress today, the legislators right now, have the chance to rewrite the rules. We just got to get them to do what's right. And they can. I got faith. I got faith, given the right encouragement, the right support, the right motivation, anything can be accomplished. And we can do this, brothers and sisters. We can do this. Ending wars is my purpose for living, honestly. Jack, what do you mean when you say people of the land recently? Is it a specific type of people? It means the average citizen. But since there's so much controversy over language and identifications. I try to use the words that are most accurate, that might find the least objection. I'm talking about the people. I'm not talking about the politicians. I'm talking about people of the land who know the rules of common law. We present it, and I became inspired by discovering other people who explain this world. I was talking with someone recently. I've mentioned the idea we could gather holy people, men and women, right? I've been on this path where just me, I've come across some incredibly gifted speakers and teachers, men and women alive today, who understand consciousness, who understand success, motivation, so all sorts of things. Why don't we give Congress and the administration the proper expectations that we have, right? They've lost sight of what their purpose is, as has the Supreme Court. Every branch has, but who's most responsible? Where do we go? The courts are broken. I don't trust that. All you got to do is manipulate the timelines and the rules and exclude evidence, and you're fucked. The average person, I don't trust the courts. So if the courts can't be the answer, it seems to me that it's either the legislative branch or the executive branch. I'm open to both.
Do you have an administrative and executive branch of your brain? Like, is there like a branch of your brain that does that?
Oh, actually, that's amazing you asked that question, because our friend Margot Davey she brings up the concept and the value of executive function, I believe. She uses the term, and I might be misremembering what she says, but the executive function within our brain, it's within our mind and our ability. It's very important for us to develop that. But we give our power away often when we're young.
Well, it's all incentivized by convenience, like in my experience, and the first convenience being not to argue with your family, right? Because you're not going to argue but so many points. So when they like throw so much bullshit on you about how to see your life and how to destroy your imagination, your own direction, and how you're going to go about your own life as an individual, and how you need to collectivize into a system, like there's a Bible passage about that. At the appointed time, like, all men are born under the governors and tutors of this world, and at the appointed time of the Father, they're brought under the law of God. Is something to that effect. Mitch Lovin!
Yeah. Sorry. On this, Mitch, I agree with this. I'm not sure if it is intentional, but the convoluting terms such as people and citizens, it is adding to the confusion. The solutions are simple. It may not be easy, but this is exactly what I was saying earlier. This thought came through my head. Everything can be difficult until it's easy. And the solutions are simple for humanity, all of humanity, the entire world. We're all united by the truth. It's our denial of the truth which keeps us divided. It's that simple. Hey, Ben, Happy New Year to you. I don't know if I was a lot of help, but I appreciate your recognition. Wanted to thank you for the help in sorting out the issues between those two. Interesting.
Grace has her own independent issues. Jeremy has his own independent issues, and
There
they
you
just
go.
kind of collide at times, and it is what it is.
It is. That's well said. We all have our individual issues, but you know, the reality is when we get past the issues and the problems, between the connections and the similarities, we've got incredible potential here on Earth. Hey, Grace did end up jumping in the Atlantic Ocean, so it was success overall. Happy New Year, dude. So you guys made it. I bet it was cold as can be. A polar plunge. You know what? That is a kind of pretty cool tradition, I guess. Could be fun. Start the new year with a polar plunge. Might be healthier than alcohol poisoning. The future. Guys, yeah. Oh, this. Yes. The truth sets us free. It really does. From the worldly ego games, the ego games that need to fight and be right. When you flow with the truth and you allow the truth to reign supreme, and then you just walk with love because that's all that anything means. That's what I've learned. Hey, Stephen, it looks like you can't. You're not. Go away, dude. Seriously, you're just a waste of nonsense. He clearly wants my. Yeah, he clearly begging for attention. Clearly begging for attention. Doesn't know what to do. Doesn't know how to do it. Actually, he does know what to do. He does know how to be respectful and humble and polite and kind. Stephen does know how to do those things.
That's the hardest part about it is like when you're like empathizing with someone, it's like to think, oh, maybe they don't know what they're doing. Most of them do know what the fuck they're doing. And that is, it's hard to understand how that could be so, but like they do.
Everyone does. Everyone knows what they're doing. They just may not have a conscious awareness of the knowing because minds are confused. This is why there's so many levels and depths to this topic. Right, and the topic that's in my mind right now is the patterns of the human mind that are shared by all of us, and how the human mind responds and kind of interacts with trauma. We live in a world where it could be said the devil has been ruling. Who are we going to let win? I suggest if we have a choice between the devil and Christ, well, we let Christ be our king. And if Christ is our king, then what is there to do? There is nothing to do but love one another and allow God's love to be moved through you. And as each of us walk through life with the peace, I wonder where I saw that talk. The Buddhist monks I was thinking of, right? These are the guys I'm talking about. This walk for peace. And they are on YouTube as well. Walk for peace. These monks are walking every day. And the message they offer is walk with a mind full of peace. Every one of us can do that.
Yeah, I could do it better if you just ban this guy from the fucking. I don't know why, like you ban him from the studio. Like this would have been my take. I had to do this with Snafu, and I love Snafu, but it's like just the constant derogatory shit in the back. And he's only admitting like what he comes up here to do anyhow when he does that shit. So like he just needs a boot for like a year. I wouldn't like. I hated to do it to Snafu. It's fucking hard, but Snafu's time's almost up, and he's really coming around to me again in that time. He's got like 2 months left of his sentence there, and he can come back up on my pants for a moment. But I'll probably find a reason to ban him again if I have to.
You brought up some great suggestions, and I agree with you. It really is. It's fascinating to me as well about how many times, how much kindness, forgiveness, how much I've tried, right? I've genuinely tried. And I guess I keep failing because these idiots want to see me as a failure. Steven and Snafu and Tommy.
Well, even if you were perfect, Jack, some retard's going to see you as a failure. So the hate's irrelevant, really. I move through it and just like, because and just ignore it. Like at a certain point, like with Tommy, like he's got good points and shit, but like Steven is just, I don't know what his deal is, Mom. I don't know. I don't care to even discuss. Like, I have no projections to make there. I don't care. I'd rather just talk about something else than him.
Mm-hmm. I got it. Sorry, I was looking for something. This question or this comment from Ben. Things like the walk for peace remind me of things like a 10K for breast cancer. Don't get how the two things are related. Really, my understanding of the breast cancer, and different ones were different things. Some of them were actual fundraisers to try and raise money to donate to the things that were allegedly working to find solutions. But a hunger walk where kids were supposed to not eat while walking a few miles, gum up traffic all day. Well, in this case, what these guys are doing, it really is in some aspect for education. You might call it a publicity stunt, or you might call it an act of desperation. These guys leaving their monastery where they've still got, still have to have that maintained, and the bills got to be paid and whatever. But they're out there walking. So far, they're on day 67, right? 67 days of walking all day, every day. Mostly camping outside. Cold weather, rain, all this crap. They're not superhuman. They're just men devoted to raising awareness to peace. And in every community, they speak, they offer blessings, they share words of wisdom. I've been following more on Instagram than on YouTube, but the message from them, if we want peace on earth, guess where it's got to happen? With us. And guess what? That means that peace on earth can happen with us. That's actually pretty exciting, because if you can connect the dots to this conclusion, this very simple conclusion to follow, we are made to work together. And if we work together, we can help each other create the lives of our dreams. My dream is to find a way to be a voice for the voiceless, to help bring reason and compassion into the operations of our politics, our economics, and our religions. Seems that love has been lost, and compassion is the key. Leslie, hi. You are a fascinating. I've kept you out of my name out of my mouth for a while, but I notice you. You're just a dastardly gnat, an insect that flies around me with all
Oh
your...
God.
Huh?
Oh God, I don't know this one much. Oh, Nat. Good Lord.
I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop there.
Jack, what about the mission? We got to focus on the vision here, man. We can't be dragged down by these nets. We got to swat at, dude. What the heck?
Thank you. That is
They're trying to cloud our vision and shit and get in our face because they're desperate to be seen. But you want to be a voice for the voiceless too. So also, it's like that's a difficult boundary, but like, there's no need to pay attention to the gnats flying in your face, man. Like,
well, I know, but it is a weakness in me. When I see people being stupid, I don't know what it is, but I really want to help them see how stupid they're being for no other reason for them to stop, right? Because I feel bad with the world filled with so many stupid people. And if stupid people just keep going on and nobody tells them they're stupid, how are they going to change? So, Leslie, you're being stupid, lady. And you're welcome to click the link and discuss your claims, because you keep making all these claims like some... Holy cows, man. I don't even know what to compare you to. But you're a little bit nuts, lady. You really are. And I'm pretty sure you and I have actually had conversations like Messenger or phone or something. I'm pretty sure you and I have talked like a couple of years ago. But you're just still here making these accusations and no evidence. No evidence is being shown. You hear something and you think you own it. You're confused, lady.
hold on, Jack. You got to pause it there. From here on out, Leslie, it's $50 an hour if you need Jack's advice about how to live life. You know, and she really wants it, clearly.
She's been looking for my attention for a while too. Well, Pink George Floyd, she claims she's upset of my plagiarism, but she's never actually come to me and said, Jack, this is what I see, I heard, connect the dots. She just thinks that what I'm saying is hers. But Floyd, the reality is the truth is the truth. She recognizes the truth from me, but it doesn't mean it comes from her, because she doesn't get my attention, Pink George Floyd. She's lying. And if you believe her, you believe in liars. So you're being tested.
And if you look at her most recent comment, she says, "Oh, please." She's begging for your help, Jack.
I know.
She won't.
I know. And something, if I remember, she might be the one and she might not be, but she's done something in the YouTube settings where I can't even reply to her nonsense comments. I might be remembering her as someone else, but Leslie, hi, please. You know what? You can, yeah, right. Leslie, it's perfectly fine. Make claims. Lie about Jack, though. And, that Floyd guy, Pink George Floyd, you're a fool, too. And that was the other one. I'm just calling people out now.
Oh my God, Jack. This is where we spiral down into the fucking old loops of fucking 2022. When did we 2022 to like now? It's getting ridiculous. I've seen where we all know where this road goes.
Thank you, guys. I'm gonna stop there.
Ben, join the fucking panel. I can't like. I don't. Somebody join this panel. Mitch was down in chat. But I would love to have a conversation. Mitch is like actually doing activism, like vism and with courts and shit. Like really, he really always has been. He's a fascinating. He's a dick and an asshole or whatever, but he's actually doing what he can do with his limited resources, and that's honorable to me, man.
Yeah, I don't need to keep explaining myself to ignorant fools who don't want to actually understand.
No, it's a waste of breath. It's like that's the whole point. Is like you're on your roll, you're going forward, and you're moving forward, and all of a sudden they start throwing mud, and you feel like the need to engage. You can just keep walking, and whatever, like it'll roll off you.
Well, this is the reality. What people don't understand, I could be wrong, but I doubt I am. God is fulfilling prophecies with us. The new kingdom is here and waiting for mankind to realize, to discover, to create. All the answers are here for all of humanity to prosper, to reform. We can do anything we want, but if we don't want to believe, that's where we stop. But see, I'm literally every day suggesting, right? Veterans for peace. I am a veteran. I live for peace. I follow the way of Jesus. I think that's the way the world could be and should be if we unite together and we insist that it's time to change, right? The great experiment, the great hope of America started out one way and clearly it got twisted and turned. But we can learn from the past. We can learn from the errors and the mistakes of the past, but it's time for an intervention. What's happening with the Federal Reserve money printing system and the escalation of conflicts, the extrajudicial murder of persons beyond America, let alone within America. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I know what I'm doing, and I've been inviting people to join me for what I want to do. So let me ask a question. This is a question I asked someone else earlier. If we, right, you being part of it, just as far as the wanting to be it, right? There's a group of, including me, there's a group that wants to speak with Donald Trump and the men and women of Congress. Real life, seriously, wants to get the attention so that we could have some conversations. One way or another, one can lead to the other, whether it's Donald Trump or men and women of Congress. So if you, the viewer, the listener, now or later, if you thought that it could be helpful, right? If you thought it could be helpful to discuss with not just Donald Trump, but the entire men and women of Congress, right? The entire government and the other state leaders through the world and corporate leaders and banking executives, we can talk to them all at once as human beings. That's my goal. And if you feel like that could be helpful and you'd like to at least see what might happen if we could do that, who do you know? Who might you know? Who can you think of who might want to help be a part of something crazy like that? Trying to do something
Well,
that's never
speaking
been
of
done.
something crazy, my God, Danny Wayne came on my panel the other day. And I'm not talking about Danny Wayne. So Danny Wayne and Taylor Toronto were two individuals that traveled the People's Convoy. And Taylor Toronto he was arrested for going around Obama's backyard in D.C. And he had they found out he had guns in his car and all this shit. He wasn't up to anything. Mitch, what's up, dude? That dude would be fascinating. He's out of prison now, and I would love to see that conversation. Mitch, what's up, dude?
Yo, what up? Just chilling.
Same.
I'm glad you are here. Sorry. Please, any thoughts, Mitch? Have you been paying much attention, or any thoughts come up you remember?
Yeah, I think you know my approach on the conversation that was just happening before I joined. It's that you can't get the devil to act right because you asked him to. I don't think that's gonna work. So I feel like we got to take our authority back, which we aren't in the position to assert our authority, unfortunately, against the government, because we're not organized, and uh, it takes a very particular path to not get put on a list and thrown in a cage or whatever. And, I've been fighting this shit for quite a while now. I mean, good portion of my life. So, I mean, I feel like I've recognized that, you know, you really have to be careful about how you go about it. 'Cause, I mean, I just got out of jail recently, and I'm probably going to go back in a couple of weeks, just to maintain my civil action against the government. And really, it just makes me more of a target. So there's no real resolution to it. It's all a freaking nightmare. And, to try and figure out a way to assert yourself appropriately, you are probably going to end up getting yourself hurt one way or another. So I don't know. It's difficult. It's a difficult ask for a lot of people, and most people aren't in the position to be able to be as stupid as I am and make mistakes and deal with the consequences. People have a life to live, and I respect that. So I don't know. It's a tough situation we find ourselves in, but
Well, on our own, it's even tougher. But you get the right people together, the right support system, you can take chances like you couldn't before. When you're on your own, it's kind of tough. You got to manage your risks as well as your resources and all your time and energy. But if you can get the right team together, man,
It's about looking like you own the place. Like, for real. It's like you walk in, if it's outside, you're out and about. Seriously, the difference of if you just don't even you have no amount of uncertainty. You're just there, you're confident, and you have a somewhat professional setup. It doesn't have to be that crazy. A tripod, whatever, another person. It's all that matters. And you have sort of a routine, right? What's the question? Does this say Jack Talcott help us find Trump? Whatever. It could be, we're not leaving until Trump says this, or we're not leaving until we talk to this person, but not in like an aggressive way, but in a way that it's still something new, something fresh. But I'll tell you, you got to act like you own the place.
yes and no.
What?
Sometimes, and you got to flow. Sometimes, yes, you want to be the power that takes over and commands attention and just you own the place. There's nothing wrong you can do wrong, right? But then there's other times where I found that doesn't work, right? People get intimidated, they get threatened.
We should define owning the place then. I want to make sure we're on the same page about what that would mean.
Good call, Jack. I think you're onto it, though. People feel threatened, even if it's your government or your family or whatever. And, let's just say that you're privy to some knowledge or whatever, and you're trying to share that and you're not communicating it in the most effective way. It can be intimidating and threatening and turn people away. You have to be strategic, I think, and not walk up into someone's house and act like you own it, so to speak. You kind of have to look for some mutual respect.
So it's important to use words with meaning, right? With intention, I believe, right? I think you of all people, Mitch, have been very hung up on word meaning a lot. So I want to make sure that we agree on what that would mean. So if it's,
I'm not hung up on any word meaning. You seem to be the one hung up on.
No, I just want to make sure that we agree on what the meaning is.
Here,
Jeremy.
Semantics.
That's what I'm thinking. It might be semantics, but if we don't understand, we find disagreements. How are you today, Jeremy?
I'm
Are you
doing
joining
great.
with thoughts?
Yeah, happy New Year's, everybody. Happy to be here, and thanks again, Jack, for yesterday. I thought that was a great stream that two streams that we put on. So
Oh, is that you? You're that guy?
very grateful.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
right
who I
on.
was with yesterday.
Right
That
on.
was Jeremy.
Mhm.
And I think Jeremy does kind of what you were talking about, Landry. Jeremy seems to walk with a bit of confidence, kind of moves like he owns the place. And I think that's what you were saying.
It is
Right?
because it's a very like subtle change that it can make a huge difference.
It can.
Because for me, I mean, the amount of uncertainty that I've had in many situations where there's no reason to worry, but it's just sometimes the way that people are when they're not overconfident. So kind of having to turn it on, which I know that you do that in a way too. We all do. We have to turn something on and just get into that mindset of like we belong here. It's a belonging, not an owning. We belong to the place.
Yeah.
There you go. You belong there. I love that. The other side though is I found sometimes, and maybe sometimes I might overdo it a little bit, but acting as though you're a guest. You're a guest with whoever you are, whoever you're with, right? Being very respectful and humble to their hospitality. But I do like that. You belong there. Because that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, and just about like realizing that that's what people do together is that they make places where there's they have people who they like more than others, and that the little individuals group together and they like belong because they chose these people. Like, oh, we could have chose anyone, but those guys we're not really. Let me ask you this, right? With this community and the way that we don't like the mainstream. We don't like, or I'll speak for myself. I don't like the mainstream. I feel very like outcasted by certain groups because everything's not as it seems. Just because we're sick, do we really need to go to the hospital every time? Probably not. There's some nuance there. So I think the problem is that external group, which we're like we're wary of, becomes so we're not with that. Then we build this other group, and then there's no sort of wiggle room within it, where we still don't really know where we stand.
Mm-hmm. Human dynamics can be confusing. And Alexandra, not necessarily. If you're an invited guest, you certainly belong. But even when I'm an invited guest, I tend to be very respectful. I typically ask for permission.
He's too respectful. I can tell you firsthand. Like, can I please stand up? Like, yes.
Well, dude, people get frightened. They freak out by sudden movements, by the wrong words. It's like, holy shit, man. And then once someone freaks out, it's like, how do you get them to calm down?
Yeah, the unexpected behavior, as if we have control, over other people and how they treat us. People are going to treat you how they want to treat you, it's a lot has to do with nature. It's in their nature to behave a certain way. And when we don't expect that kind of behavior, sometimes we do lash out. Although it's probably better to just go ahead and let that person behave in a way that's within their nature and try to accommodate, try to live alongside them, be their friend, despite how they're behaving. Take it in as, an opportunity from God to get along and overcome. Let's not try to control. Let's overcome and try to get along.
But getting along is a part of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But then what?
We got to figure out, why are we getting along? Why are we putting up with someone's nonsense if we don't have to, right? Although we live in this realm of cause and effect, and we don't always control who we interact with or what we get to deal with. But the cause and effect, it's true. Compassion and peace, those two are inseparable. When you find compassion with yourself, you find compassion with another, you find a sense of peace that maybe isn't there in the time of freaking out.
Yeah, let me follow up on that point. So, have you ever experienced something where you felt like you were invited in a situation that would be conflictive, where someone inviting you to fight with them, and you find common ground and you actually make friends and turn that situation into something that would otherwise
Nope,
be
never happened.
very
Don't know what you're talking about.
contentious?
Yep.
No, maybe let me relay that. Have you ever watched a movie where the protagonist and the antagonist become friends at the end
Yeah.
and they overcome their differences?
Dude,
What
that's
feeling do
what,
you have when that occurs? It's like the glory of God.
right. Which is why
Elation. Lord.
which is why we are to love our enemy. And I truly believe this is going to be the story of mankind. Mankind fell. We stumbled. We created wars and a prison system of insanity. But when we overcome it, we're going to lead the darkness back to the light
Mhm.
and realize it never was.
Yeah, and we realized we were wasting our time fighting when we should
Yes.
have just been having a good time.
Yes. Jeremy, swear it took me all my life to finally humble to that fact. We're not here to suffer through life. We're not here just to survive till next week or next month or whatever. We're here to live. And to live, it's a little dangerous, right? It is dangerous to live because you might get hurt, you might die. But whatever, while we're here, let's do something that's never been done before. I mean, we are the timeline. We are the people alive today who are creating the future.
That's
Let's
very wise, and especially considering the New Year's. It's 2026. A lot of people are reflecting on the past year, looking for
yeah,
new beginnings. How can we
But they
start
should
out
wait
the
till the
new year
22nd.
with a new mindset? How can we get along better? How can we
that
reach out to our enemies and say, hey, you know what? What we were arguing about was probably pretty petty, probably stupid, probably a waste of our time. How can we get over it and create something bigger, better, and more productive for everybody?
it's we have to. The first step is to truly believe, to believe that better is available. If we don't believe better is available, we won't look. We'll keep our eyes just focused on elsewhere. And I lived that way. I lived a long time where I didn't allow myself to believe in happy endings, right? The fairy tale romance, or I couldn't even believe that life could be simple, right? Because it wasn't simple for a guy like me, despite being white and, male and all these other things that are supposed to raise me up. Life wasn't easy. Fucking worked hard, and I worked hard at avoiding working hard too sometimes, but guys, what if I know people don't like the what ifs, but what if God gave us world peace on a silver platter? All we had to do was to recognize the gift that was given, to take to claim it, to claim the gift that was offered.
What if it's that simple? What if we could just turn a page and say, forget all this negativity, all the fighting, and maybe we can come together and just enjoy life?
We can. We can if we allow ourselves to. And if we work together, if we can choose within ourselves, all right, I may not necessarily really appreciate this person. I may not even really like their personality, but I can work together with them because there's a greater purpose, right? And the greater purpose is to create a better world. And if we can help the people if we can love our enemies, we can understand them, And who better to understand than to learn from than someone that's opposite from you, right?
Imagine the wars that we could end by just having a little understanding. Everybody is trying to get something out of. So we're living in an age of desperation where there's not a lot of forethought, where people aren't really planning out their actions. What if we could live in a world where it was a common understanding where we all just want to live contentiously or with content, sorry.
Yeah.
And maybe if we put aside our differences, come together, have a nice lunch, dinner, eat some good food together, maybe we can actually start solving these problems. What's going on in Venezuela is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Venezuela is a third world country that we're using to get a better market on oil. What if we just say, hey, Venezuela, you have a lot of potential. You have a commodity that a lot of people want, but let's not go to war over it. Let's try to make, let's come to the table, come to an understanding. Everybody gets what they want, and we all feed ourselves. And at the end of the day, we're all happy. We can
Right.
get what we want without fighting each other.
Right. That's exactly what I want to encourage our representatives to do. They seem to have lost sight of what their potential might be. I think a lot of people do. It seems to be what the world has created us. We've lost sight of our potential, and then we settle for conflicts and just all sorts of stupid self-sabotage.
Mm. It's very childish, right? Like when we act childish and when we have our tantrums, after the fact, we all reflect and say, okay, that was childish. There was probably a better way to deal with that situation, a way that would benefit everybody, not just me, but everybody could be benefited from a better idea. There is a way for everybody to get what they want without fighting each other, without dropping bombs on a bunch of ports or boats in the name of
Right.
better prices on oil.
Right. And so what are we going to do? I mean, this is the thing. It's my idea. I think we should talk to the people involved with involved with making those decisions, right? Because at the greatest level, it is Donald Trump who sits in the position. Ultimately, the responsibility rises to him. We have extrajudicial killings happening. We have young military men and women, whoever it is that's, pulling the trigger. We got people committing murder because they're following orders. When are we going to address the legal murder in the world? War, cop shootings, right? This advanced, whatever special immunity crap that people place on people in positions of
A lot of that
authority.
is acting out of fear. So, not to get back to your main message, but if these people can live without fear, acting in fear, then they might be able to come to a certain understanding where we can all get along. There are people out there that have greedy ambitions. They're looking for a certain end goal, but if we can act without fear, if we can, instead of dropping bombs, talk to people, understand where they're coming from. Why do they have these certain um, ambitions, goals? Why is Venezuela teaming up with Russia and China?
What are we, right? Are you
Can we
talking to
talk to
us or
them?
to them?
Yeah. Instead of
How do we
dropping
how do we get these
bombs,
conversations right? How do we get these conversations in front of the people that are doing this? How do we get the accountability to be had? That's what
it's
I'm
very, And I think you texted me earlier with that question, and I was a little befuddled to say it.
I know.
It's a very tough question to answer. For me personally, it seems like social media is the only way to contact these people. I'm going a little old school. I'm trying to talk to the people on the streets, and hopefully, one of my videos circulates to somebody in power. But actually, getting in contact with these people, you have to jump through certain hoops. You got
No,
to
you
go
don't,
through their
Jeremy.
security. It
Jeremy.
almost seems impossible.
No. See, you're not answering the question I asked. You're thinking about it from your path. Yeah,
Yeah.
your path is to go out and talk to the people on the streets, but you don't have the same goal that I do. Apparently, not yet, not yet.
Oh no,
But
yeah,
I'm
my goal
encouraging
is
you.
yeah, my goal is far different, but yes, I understand.
Okay, but if we had this goal where we thought it was a good idea to intervene in the political bullshit that's going on these days, if we thought that was a good idea, besides the average Joe on the street that we don't know, out of the people we do know, who might know a way, right? Mainstream media is a path. There's relatives to people in Congress and the administration. There's people in position. There's people of wealth. There's people of influence. I've got ideas that, again, I failed to follow through on today. But I've got ideas of more people I'll be reaching out to invite. Hey, any interest in trying to help do something that's never been done before? There's always people.
Mhm.
I heard Kill Tony's and good with Trump. You should try and get on the Kill Tony show.
Yeah, that was actually my plan for a while. I'm a big fan of the early Kill Tony days. Loved the first 100 episodes. Um, he did get canceled though, and you saw what happened when he killed Tony, or I should say, Tony Hinchcliffe when he tried to do his comedy bit addressing the union. They did not take to that very kindly. So approaching these people is a very difficult task, Jack. And if you want to go straight to the top, I admire your ambition, but it's a very difficult task because
Well,
most of
tell
those
you what.
people at the top only want to hear about money.
So
And if you
you
don't have
think?
money, it's going to be very
So you
difficult.
say. So you say. I'd rather hear it from them, admittedly. I mean, I hear a lot of people that look like me, work like me, they move like me. They don't have the same power and positions as the people I want to talk to. But what I'm talking about is real life, doing something substantial with our life. Yes, it might be difficult. So what? What else do I have to do? I mean, I can't think of anything more important than trying to bring peace to this world. It's fucking nuts.
It is
And it's an
nuts.
emergency, guys. It is an emergency.
But
Is it
remember what
not?
I said, the people that are in control speak money. If you don't have
Hello,
money, they don't
hello,
listen.
hello. Jeremy. Right. So are you defending them? Is thinking money the right
Of
way?
course not. No, no, I'm saying the
Right.
reality of the situation is
Right. Okay. So let's reality
we
of
don't have
situation.
money. Yeah.
To some degree, they think money. And like knowledge says, you would need to make a substantial donation to talk to these human beings, right, Jack? They're human beings, people. Politicians, police, whatever, they're human beings. It's not that hard to have a conversation with human beings or to convince a human being to listen to you. It shouldn't be, but praise God, it's
Well,
been.
it is. Well, the thing is, I'm sorry to disagree, but it is very difficult to have a conversation
Then
with
stop
these certain
disagreeing.
human beings.
Stop disagreeing, please.
No, when it comes to talking to Trump in Congress, it's a different ballgame.
Have
They
you
play a
tried?
different game.
Have you tried? Have you tried my way? I
It
mean,
literally
seriously.
depends on your angle of approach. It could be very easy. But if you make it complicated in your mind, it's going to be a complicated task.
Okay, so
dude.
how could it be
Thank
easy?
you.
Please explain.
By like
Well-
walking up to Trump and finding him in the streets and saying, "Yo, what's up, nigga?" Like
Or-
it's
You
that
think it's
simple.
that easy?
Or-
You
Can be.
live in a reality where it's just so easy to talk to some guy by
Can be.
walking up to them.
Or I found these ideas because I saw 6 degrees of separation between people who I know and people they know. 3 to 4, between 4 and 6 phone calls from people who knew me. I could speak with whoever was the president. I've been pursuing this goal, that 4 to 6 phone calls, 4 to 6 degrees of separation through the United States Postal Service. Jeremy, dude, we could
Yes.
have some fun if we can get into the Postal Service.
Yes, let's do it, dude.
LaFont Plaza in DC. It's a beautiful building. We could start with the Postal Museum.
And let's create a plan to get in contact with somebody higher up. Not only go to the museum, but actually have a plan to try to contact. Like, that's what I want to do. I'm not necessarily, like, I'm not trying to get into power, but I really like what you're trying to do. I'm here to aid. And
Well-
if you got an idea, a plan, I will assist.
Thank you. And Jeremy, thank you. This idea came to me back in 2018. Originally, my focus was just on the Postal Service, but I thought if we could improve the workplace for the hundreds of thousands of employees at the Postal Service, maybe it would help the nation a little bit. But so I met with executives at the Postal Service, and I met with our national officers of my union the same day, back in March of 2018. And all of these people at that level, they are directly involved with the United States government. The Postmaster General was appointed at the time. The Postmaster General had been appointed by Donald Trump. So I saw a very simple connection and path between the place I worked for over 2 decades and the United States government. And all it's going to take is some people willing to open up the doors of communication so that I can show up, or we can do a video call, a phone call, and we can talk about what these ideas are about. And the ideas are legitimately about, I believe that we can end wars and bring peace to the world in the honor of God, right? Actually choosing willingly to fulfill prophecies that were written. That's what I'm talking about.
100%. I do have I got a 6 o'clock show that I got to attend. Jack, thanks for bringing me up. Let's
Jeremy,
keep talking. Let's get this done. Right.
We will. Blessings
All
to
right.
you. I appreciate you, Jeremy, sincerely. And actually, there is another 6 o'clock show that Modern Men was talking about, and we're planned to forward over to as well. I do hope Jeremy and I will continue and connect. But the reality is, my life and the story of my life gave me these ideas. I've had success in negotiating at my level of responsibility. You know, it wasn't national president or anything like that, but I've had success in negotiating. I've had victories presenting the truth, communicating things, and changing people's minds. I know it's possible.
Jack, can you play the clip of Landry saying that you're living in the past? Why don't you get in the now? Because you don't have those connections anymore, and you drastically understated that story to Jeremy. Because right now you want to get on a phone call with government officials. When they wanted a phone call with you, you flew out to DC like a psycho.
Like a psycho?
Like a psycho? You are a psycho, and you've stopped
like a
mentioning.
psycho.
Are you over talking me?
Yes.
That's very rude. This is your house. So you're not mentioning, like Aluma Kami exposed in the past, just talking to you, your plan for the government and the post office union was to instate this daddy mindfulness, new age bullshit into a profession. You psycho.
Psycho.
Hmm? Oh, are you checking the chat? Checking your emails? Are you waiting on others? Is it the time for waiting on others to finish?
Tommy, you just said you're looking in the past and this and that. Don't worry about you. You don't have these past connections. And then you went into, oh, you looked like a psycho back in the day. It was like it was a Bible attack of bullshit, and I'm not going to tolerate it in 2026, Tommy.
When did I say he looked like a psycho? I say he's always a psycho. Past, present, future. Now, Jack, if you want to talk about interpretation, you believing that humans carry out things that the Bible says will happen, that's interpretation bullshit. If you want to do that, you can say your thing about everybody here on this planet at all times is going to facilitate the will of God. It doesn't mean you get to get famous for ending all war.
Tom, please consider this possibility, this probability and likelihood.
Very unlikely thing that's impossible.
Only God's will that will be. There is only God's will.
And you have talked so much without knowing what that is, you look like a damn fool.
That's not accurate.
It is accurate. It's very accurate. And just saying that doesn't change that.
Right. You're repeating the story over and over that you believe.
You hit the weak button. You're about to hit the weakness button.
I'm about to drop you, but
hit the weakness button. Denizen, you know, he gets weaker every time he kicks someone that he can't reply to.
No.
Maybe you want to bring your daddy back up today.
I kick people who refuse to listen.
No, you just said something, Jeremy, about if you want to have a conversation, then stop disagreeing. That's an echo chamber.
In the process of trying to have a conversation so that ideas can come forward, if all that happens is they're immediately rejected or dismissed.
Show me one idea. You don't say ideas. I know you think you're saying ideas. You're not giving ideas.
There is an idea that Jack is not as bad as you claim.
Ukraine versus Russia. What's your idea to just end that one conflict? What's the idea?
There is an idea that Jack is not as bad as you claim.
That's not going to end Ukraine versus Russia.
I'm focused on the battle between Tom and Jack.
You could end that battle faster by telling me how you're going to end Ukraine versus Russia.
Through negotiations and appropriate diplomacy.
About what?
Found.
About what? Tell me what you know about that conflict that you will resolve it with ideas that you have.
Well, it's another proxy war where NATO has been encroaching and violating past terms and past agreements. NATO has been encroaching upon the sovereignty of Russia.
So you support Putin?
I support peace, you imbecile.
No, you just said the UN is encroaching. If Ukraine's not a UN country and Bush or Trump has been doing UN things on behalf of Ukraine, how does that work?
I answered your question. Now back to this thought
that came into your head and you brought it out your mouth as if it was true. You didn't answer my question.
Do you notice how you're completely avoiding and deflecting the idea that I'm bringing forth?
Projecting. You have not yet said an idea.
I have an idea that I am not as bad as you claim.
I think you have an idea that you're much better than anybody sees.
Say that one again, please.
I think you have an idea that you're much better than most of the people you interact with and see on the news and TV and stuff.
To a small degree, I can agree to that.
Like almost like you're the second coming of Jesus.
Almost
like you and Paul enslaved are going to be the two witnesses, even though you have no biblical faith or script, and both of you will see death. The two witnesses never saw death.
Why don't you join me?
Fuck no, I know where my soul is spoken for.
But you
Jack,
seem to
show
be
me-
missing the forgiveness and love that Jesus showed.
Show me one place in the Bible that says we are to end wars as humans.
We are to love one another.
I don't think you know what that word means. Out of love, people go to war. American families love their families so much they'll go to
I'm
war.
gonna love the shit out of you.
Dennison, don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm losing my
Good to
patience.
see you, by the way, Tommy.
You're losing your patience with yourself.
You know what? I thought you said you'd end the war if I answered the question.
He didn't answer the question. That's your witch lady trying to support you.
Answered the question about Ukraine and Russia. I most certainly did.
You've given
That would make an interesting conversation, in my opinion.
You just said this bullshit. I will delegate and have talk. Everybody does that.
You don't think NATO is partially responsible for the war in Ukraine, Tommy?
I think NATO's responsible for a lot of wars. Jack's not being specific about how he's going to do something different in these talks. And then after he answers that, we're going to go on to 600 different conflicts in Africa alone.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell you would get NATO to back off. That's a hell of a feat.
The facts, the truth. I have faith in the truth, and the truth shows the truth shows the insanity of war. And the insanity of war can truly be overcome. Wars end when people stop fighting. If Tommy would stop fighting with me, we would find ways to get along. But as long as Russia and Ukraine believe that they need to be at war with each other, well, the children of those nations will continue to be murdered. That's what war is, legal murder. When are we going to address the legal murder?
Well, I have a kind of a crazy idea, but I think that's how maybe novel solutions come about from dreamers. But I think, Tommy's a prime example of the biggest war being within oneself. I think you are 4 to 7 times more likely to die this year from suicide than you are from war or conflict. And then if you add homicide into that, then it's easily 10 times more likely. So, we're fighting each other, which is really just enabling these wars because of our ignorance. So,
you know what? That's a good point. If there is a possibility to end the war in Ukraine and Russia, it kind of almost relies upon ending the war between Jack and Tommy. So just acknowledging the possibility means you have to be more cooperative and agreeable.
Well, Jack and Tommy will never end the war with each other if Tommy can't end the war within himself.
But this is just it. I know that he can, and I know that he'll feel better. I know that everyone will feel better when they get beyond their battles. And the battles within each of us, it's between the light and the dark. Who are we going to allow to win? Are we going to let the world win? The corruption and the ways of the world where you got to carry revenge and you got to be guilty and blame and, you got to pick sides in every argument and every controversy. We don't have to live like that. If we unite together, brothers and sisters, we find a way to love the truth, even if it's ugly, even if the truth hurts. You find a way to love the truth, and guess what? Your problems start fading away. Because most problems are actually just made up. Many problems are opinions until they come out, become real. And I personally, I find it to be a problem where the American taxpayers are continuing to fund conflicts all around the world. And I don't mean to be rude, but I did have plans of shutting us down because I want to do a little cross promotion and share some support.
I'm jumping out of here, Jack. Good talking, y'all. Be well. Good to see you, Mitch. Good to see you, Denison. Take care. Good to see you, Tommy.
You too.
Truth and blessings to you. I appreciate you as well. And it looks like they did already get started. So real brief, Denizen, Mitch, I'm going to get us going so we drop off over that way.
All right, Jack. Thanks, man. I appreciate the conversation. Good seeing y'all.
Hey, you as well. Appreciate you.
See you next time, buddy.
Denizen, thank you, brother. Hey, look at that. We're almost pictured up right there with Trump and me. But Denizen, to all the guests, to all those who tuned in live or later, sincerely blessings and my gratitude to each of us. I appreciate you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Reflect on the day. Be grateful. We've made it through. Your testimony of making it through, that's something to be appreciative of. And if you realize that everything can be difficult until it's easy. If you remind yourself and you find the easy, you'll find the easy, right? You look for the easy and you allow yourself to do things simply and it starts to happen. And I'm going to wrap it up here. Let's go check out what's going on elsewhere. Back it up. 2026 panel discussion show. It looks like it's their episode 1, Modern Shills, lost again. So when we head that way, if you go, please share some love and support from the Talcott one, the group who we are. Brothers and sisters, thank you again. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless. Peace.